Mallory Anderson is joining us live near the scene. She was there when all of this was unfolding. And Mallory, you heard and you saw commotion near the lobby.
Yeah, so Deanna, we were inside of District 4 for that press conference, which ended about 10 o'clock in the morning. Right after that, we were interviewing some of the people involved when all of a sudden, a lot of people started rushing out of the room. This was about 10:20 this morning when people started mentioning that the police chief was involved in a crash. So with this crash, what we know so far is that Police Chief Jeffrey Norman is hurt. He was taken away in an ambulance from the crash scene at 68th and Silver Spring. Our cameras captured him getting into that ambulance, and he was wearing a neck brace at the time that he was being put inside that ambulance. This is all just steps away from District 4 where that press conference was happening. And what is interesting is that we do not know if this crash was reckless driving related, but that event that we were at was really discussing how reckless driving and speeding and other behaviors that put people in danger is a big problem in this city. So the chief, this all happened just a few minutes after that press conference. What we do know is that, as far as we can tell, there are only 2 cars in this intersection that are not outwardly police vehicles. There is a silver car that does have police lights inside of it that were going on and off. The back window of that SUV was completely smashed out, and the vehicle behind that SUV is a dump truck. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see this construction vehicle dump truck has its hazards on. As far as I can tell from this angle, that's the only other vehicle in this intersection that is not a police vehicle. So as far as we can tell, the dump truck and that silver SUV, which we believe was the police chief's vehicle, are involved. At this time, traffic is still moving in this intersection, but there are some areas that are shut down. We are standing at 69th and Silver Spring. The crash was at 68th, and cars cannot get down to Silver Spring starting at about 70th. So if this is a route that you'll be taking anytime soon, you might want to find another way. But it doesn't seem to be slowing people down too much. They are turning off onto 70th Street. But again, if you're just joining us, the Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman has been hurt in a crash that happened at 68th and Silver Spring as he was leaving an event that was discussing the reckless driving problem in the city of Milwaukee.
And Mallory, before we let you go, just really quickly to go through the time of events here, we saw him being taken by ambulance to a hospital to get his injuries checked on at about 10:34. When you walked out of the lobby, did you see perhaps the extent of his injuries? I know at some point we have video of people attending to him as he was sitting on the curb.
Yeah, so when we first got outside, the police chief was sitting on the curb, as you just mentioned, and he had a ton of people surrounding him, but he was sitting up. It's not like he was laying down or anything. And then what our cameras were able to capture is that he did appear to have a neck brace placed on him, and then he was put inside of the ambulance. So from who we've talked to on scene involved in the police department, they were not able to tell us how serious these injuries were, what the extent of them were, but he was sitting up when he was sitting on the curb, and he was taken away in an ambulance. So whatever happened, it was serious enough that he did need to be taken to a hospital, and he did have a police escort when that ambulance was taken away, Deanna.
Okay, Mallory.